Telling my story means empowering other women. I feel like unless you've actually been through it, you really don't understand what we've gone through, how it affects us. You know, we're human just like everyone else. The way I tell my story has evolved over time because for a long time before taking Truth Be Told, I was afraid to admit my truth. And it wasn't until I actually got involved with the writing that it allowed me to be honest and just put everything out there and even expose it to my family. They didn't really know a lot of what I went through. Before Truth Be Told and after, I feel like I was always close to my brother, but my mom, I think she didn't really understand why I didn't tell what was happening or didn't express anything. And through Truth Be Told, it has definitely allowed me to build my relationship with her, to talk, just like be honest, like cry together, like see where she's coming from, see where I'm coming from, like a better understanding of I never meant to hurt any of y'all. I never chose anyone over y'all. It was just I didn't know what to do, you know? I guess from people's story or even my own, I feel like I've definitely learned that I'm not alone. So really every story, a lot of women have gone through the same things I have, and there's a sense of community that I guess I never really knew was out there. So I definitely feel like hopefully I, impacted someone, but I know that I've definitely been impacted by a lot of women's stories. I think by telling your story, it helps people to see that, you are human and everyone makes mistakes. Prior to me being locked up, I had a very closed-minded idea of prison and people there, and I thought, oh, they probably deserved it. But it wasn't until I actually found myself in prison that I felt like, there's a lot of women who've gone through the same things, who are there for reasons that you really would never understand. So I definitely feel like telling the story, I think it just gives people an idea that everyone makes mistakes and we're already paying for it. We don't need, y'all to definitely make us pay for it more. I think people are surprised, I guess, that I've gone through some of the things because I tend to be more quiet and more reserved, so I feel like they don't really get to know who I am. So I think by telling my story, they feel like, wow, you could definitely empower women, but at the same time, they're like, wow, that's sad, and I don't want no one to feel sorry for me, I did what I did, the past is the past, and I'm moving forward. A few of the challenges that I face in coming home, definitely finding a job. It was hard because of my charge. I think finding a sense of community, I was on parole, so there's a lot you can't do, there's a lot you're restricted, so definitely building relationships, building friendships, the idea that, okay, who's gonna understand, who's gonna maybe want to be with me. And I think, people just think you just have these resources at your feet, but you really don't, so you really kind of struggle at first. And I guess any advice I would probably say is like, it's good to have plans, it's good to have goals, but you need to understand that what you think is going to happen is not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. It's going to take some time. For me, I think I have an unusual kind of story because I wasn't around necessarily any old people, places, or things. I committed a crime, but I wasn't like, I don't know, I can't really say that my attitude or certain things, I feel like I had to change. I think I definitely have learned to stand up for myself more, to put my foot down more about things. I think it wasn't until probably months before I actually got released that I was like, this is real, this is gonna happen, I can't be involved in the same things I probably was before, and so I really need to, I think Truth Be Told, because I took it so close to getting out, it really definitely helped me like build that community, build that relationship, and then move forward and do better with my life. I think anyone who probably went on Truth Be Told or even consider it, I would say take it. me, at first, taking it was like, okay, it's just something different. And it wasn't until I was actually involved in healing trauma that I really got a sense of like what it really was about, because I feel like prison offers so many programs for women, but not once did I ever feel like it was actually targeted to the trauma that you experience. And that's exactly what healing trauma does. And I really love that, because you go through all these things and you deal with all these things, but you're doing it on your own. No one really helps you. And it wasn't until I took healing trauma that I was really like, oh wow, So I think anyone who's interested anyway, I would say get involved, check out the website, try to get to know the women, because it's the women who facilitate it, who run it, the graduates who, are the heart of it. In a funny way, tribute to get to save my life, because getting out, I contacted them, which led me to getting involved with Katie, which led me to asking her about a job, which led me to the job I have now and working for others. So it's funny how it came full circle with just one program in prison I never would have taken or got involved in if I hadn't been to prison. So thank you.